This is 17 News with continuing coronavirus coverage.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Nicole Gitsky. Well, Californians are under the strictest lockdown in the nation this afternoon. This comes after Governor Gavin Newsom issued a statewide order telling Californians to stay at home during the COVID-19 outbreak. The order went into effect last night, and it asks people to only leave their homes when necessary. It will remain in place until further notice. Places like grocery and convenience stores, restaurants offering curbside pickup or delivery only, gas stations, pharmacies, banks, and laundromats will remain open. The governor said he hopes people will voluntarily obey the order.
There's a mutuality and there's a recognition of our interdependence that requires of this moment that we direct a statewide order for people to stay at home. That directive goes into force and effect this evening, and we are confident that the people of the state of California will abide by it. They'll do the right thing. They'll meet this moment. They'll step up, as they have over the course of the last number of weeks, to protect themselves, to protect their families, and to protect the broader community.
The governor says we need to flatten the curve in California, and in order to do that, we need to recognize the severity of the situation. And Bakersfield joins a list of cities in Kern County now under a state of emergency. The declaration came last night around 11 p.m. During a news conference this morning, Bakersfield City Manager Christian Clegg urged residents to comply with the state's order to stay at home, and the city is also limiting staffing to essential services only. Earlier this week, city officials in Tehachapi, Arvin, Shafter, Wasco, and Delano all declared states of emergency. But what does declaring a state of emergency actually mean? Well, for cities, it means opening the door for emergency state and federal funds to combat a crisis like the coronavirus outbreak. As Delano Mayor Pro Alinda Howe says, declaring a state of emergency gives local governments options and powers they would not otherwise have.
It allows us to work with Kern County Office of Emergency Services, helps mobilize local resources, also helps us coordinate our efforts, any response efforts with the county, and also broadens the powers of the city manager for the city of Delano, who's the director of emergency services.
While the Bakersfield City Council has declared the state of emergency, it won't be ratified until next week. Police and fire response are not impacted by this decision. And Kern County Department of Public Health has created a call center to answer questions from the public. That number is 321-3000. It is available from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. 7 days a week. And now for the latest on the coronavirus in Kern County. Yesterday, Public Health said 3 Kern County residents and 1 visitor have tested positive for the virus. Well, because of privacy concerns, they are not able to disclose the ages of the patients or which part of the county they are in. Public Health says the patients are all recovering at home, and officials are checking in with everyone who was in contact with them. The Public Health website lists 237 pending tests. They say they are updating their website with the latest numbers every morning and evening. And in California, there are 675 cases and 18 people have died. Across the U.S., more than 14,000 cases and 150 people have died. Well, today, President Donald Trump making big announcements once again surrounding the fight against COVID-19. Schools across the nation are now learning from home and could possibly be until next school year.
With many schools closed due to the virus, the Department of Education will not enforce standardized testing requirements, very importantly, for students in elementary through high school for the current year. They've been through a lot. They've been going back and forth, schools open, schools not open. It's been all standardized testing, and, we're not going to be enforcing that, so I think you can let the people know.
President Trump also talked about travel restrictions between here and Mexico. All non-essential travel will be prohibited during this time to help combat the spread of COVID-19. Well, now for a quick look at weather, let's send things over to Kevin Charette. Kevin, happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you as well, Nicole. And we're still pretty clear here in the valleys. We take a look at our satellite radar. Nothing on radar, and you can see just a little bit of cloud cover out of the Tehachapi area. But this will change as this afternoon progresses. We are expecting some cloud cover, and we can't even rule out still a chance of a shower like we saw yesterday. 59 degrees on the temperature right now. We have a south wind at 5 miles per hour. As we take a look at the temperatures today, we will be in the mid-60s, and then by midnight back into the 50s. For Tehachapi, 46 right now, an east-southeast wind at 14. Visibility was at 0 this morning, looking good now at 9 miles, and you can see the temperatures throughout the day for you. Upper 40s and then slipping back into the 30s as we head into tonight. We'll talk more about the chance of cloud cover and chance of rain later on this afternoon, and then your Saturday, and then another storm coming into play as we head into Sunday. All that coming your way in just a little bit. Back over to you, Nicole.
Thank you, Kevin, for that. Local officials are preparing to see more cases now that testing is really picking up. Accelerated Urgent Care offers drive-through testing on Coffee Road and Stockdale Highway. Priority Urgent Care is also testing from a tent. Omni says it's testing at all of its clinics and offering drive-through testing. Local hospitals can also test for COVID-19, but remember, they are only testing people showing symptoms. Today, Public Health acknowledged testing isn't completely free, but Director Matt Constantine says they could look at options to make it cost less or possibly free. A lot of that also depends on your own coverage. And in case you're still not familiar, these are the symptoms of coronavirus, and here's how they compare to the flu or allergies. They include fever, a dry cough, meaning there won't be mucus, fatigue, and shortness of breath. Less common symptoms include aches and pains, sore throat, runny or stuffy nose, and diarrhea. Flu symptoms are similar, but muscle and joint pain, a runny nose, and headache will be more common for the flu. And it's officially spring now as of yesterday, and a lot of people have allergies, so those symptoms include sneezing, coughing, itchy eyes, and a runny or stuffy nose. Again, if you think you have symptoms of the coronavirus, call your doctor before going to their office. And PG&E is warning of a new scam targeting customers. The utility company is advising the public to watch out for phone scam calls or emails from people falsely claiming to be from the company and threatening to shut off power if they don't receive payment. PG&E last week announced a moratorium on service disconnections for non-payment. It applies to both residential and commercial customers. And there have been some changes to daily meal service hours. Beginning tomorrow, the Kern High School District will provide free breakfast and lunch to kids every weekday between the hours of 11 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. That's a half hour less than before. Those meals will be drive and go meals. Also, the Terra del Sol Vista and Vista West campuses will discontinue meal services. The Greenfield Family Resource Center began distributing food boxes to families in need today, and that happened from 10 to 12 today. Members of the Greenfield District will also offer grab-and-go breakfasts and lunches at the Greenfield School. KCSOs will have pickup meals from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at all BCSD schools, and some schools do have alternative pickup locations. Please visit KGET.com to see those locations, and you need to have your child with you. You can grab a meal even from a school not in your own district. Well, taking a look at your court watch. New changes being enforced at the Kern County Superior Court resulting from COVID-19 outbreak. Changes include extending the time from when someone charged with a felony must be formally arraigned. In an order issued yesterday, the time period from when those charges with a felony have to appear before a judge extends to 7 days. Previously, the statutory deadline had been 48 hours. Additionally, the time period for the holding of a preliminary hearing following arraignment has been extended from 10 to 15 court days, and the time in which a trial must be held has been extended by a maximum of 30 days. These orders apply only to cases in which the statutory deadline would expire from March 31st to April 15th. And Bakersfield PD is looking for a missing girl this afternoon, Vanessa Martin. She's 10 years old. She was last seen yesterday evening on SB Street. Police say she might be wearing a red sweatshirt, black sweatpants, red shoes, and purple scarf. If you've seen her or know where she might be, you are asked to call BPD. Coronavirus-related deaths in China may be lower than predicted. Data shows the mortality rate in Wuhan could be wrong. And as COVID-19 spreads worldwide, misconceptions about the virus also do. What you need to know about the virus and how you can protect yourself. Your 17th Health Watch is right after the break. Researchers looked at the number of total confirmed cases and deaths from COVID-19 in Wuhan, the original epicenter of the outbreak. They found that as of February 29th, there were over 48,000 confirmed cases and over 2,000 people had died. They determined that the probability of dying after developing symptoms in the city was 1.4%. Well, earlier this month, the World Health Organization reported the death rate was about 3.4%. The data also showed that those who were above age 59 or older were 5 times more likely to die after developing symptoms. And as concerns about the coronavirus spread, misinformation is spreading just as quickly. A doctor from New York answers some of the most common questions. Rana Novini reports.
Are face masks necessary?
If you're walking down the street, if you're not in the medical field, no, you don't need to wear a mask. It really is not going to protect you against the coronavirus or any other virus.
How contagious is this strain of coronavirus?
So this strain of the virus, COVID-19, seems to be highly infectious, highly contagious, and it's usually spread if someone is coughing and sneezing, and those particles get into your lungs, into your eyes, into your nose, into your mouth.
How deadly is it?
The mortality rate for the COVID-19 virus is estimated to be between 2 and 4%, but we don't know the exact details, the exact numbers, because we don't know the exact number of cases from all over the world.
Do flu or pneumonia vaccines protect you from this?
No. The influenza vaccine is to protect you against influenza A and influenza B, and the pneumonia vaccine is to help protect you against bacterial pneumonia.
Let's take another look outside and send things back over to Kevin. Kevin, it's another gorgeous day out there.
It is a gorgeous day, Nicole. And Arvin right now sits at 57 degrees, and we've got some scattered clouds out that way right now. But there's some sunshine for them as well. Wasco, beautiful start to the afternoon. Currently 55 degrees, and then this morning we saw some fog at the Golden Hills, with a beautiful start to the afternoon and currently at 42. As we take a look at Bakersfield, 59 degrees right now with the south wind at 5. Visibility is good. And our high for the day so far, 59. Overnight, we're at 47, which is right where we should be this time of year. Our record far off from that, 93 set back in 2004. And you can see temperatures in the 50s and 60s to start off the afternoon. But in the mountains, we're still chilly. 42 in Frazier Park. We've got 48 out in the desert. In Mojave. So out in the desert, we are looking cool. Now, we've been clear all morning long, and I know we talked about some cloud cover and the chance of showers earlier today, and that's still in the forecast as we are still tracking the area of low pressure from yesterday. You can see the rotation there in Nevada, and you can see those clouds are starting to increase. Some of those are going to make their way into the Kern County area as we progress here into the afternoon. Futurecast HD the next 18 hours does show the possibility of some light shower activity, and the heaviest of the showers could be between Lost Hills, Buttonwillow, and Taft. So we'll have to watch for that throughout the afternoon. In terms of the temperatures, 54 in Sacramento, 65 today in Fresno. We're looking at 60s into Los Angeles. For the Pacific, we're not expecting much for tomorrow. In fact, we should be looking at a very nice day ahead, and then things will start to change as we start to see that next system roll on in by the end of the weekend, by Sunday and Monday, and they're still getting a little bit organized out there. As we take a look at the Futurecast model, put it into motion here, by late Sunday, that moisture rolls on in. We'll get a little bit of a lull, and then that next system for the beginning part of the week rolls in from the north and scattered showers to probably early Thursday. So here's a look at the overall headlines for today. That low over Nevada I talked about could bring a chance of showers later on today into tonight. Mostly sunny skies on Saturday with good air quality, and with the Sunday through Thursday system, 1500s to 3/10 is what we're looking at right now. All of us have been dealing with allergies. Here's your allergy forecast for today. The primary are the oak, the poplar, and the juniper, and today's allergy level at 9.8, which is high out of 10. As we take a look at today, we'll look for mid-60s in most locations of the area with some evening clouds, and yes, still that chance of a shower out there, and that'll be the same for the mountains. 47 in Frazier Park, 49 in Tehachapi today, and 50s for the Kern River Valley. For the desert, we'll look for evening clouds, a chance of a shower for you as well, and Mojave will be in the 50s by later on. As we take a look at the valley forecast tomorrow, mostly sunny. Look at Sunday, 73 degrees with that chance of showers late, and then the weather kind of hangs around through Thursday. For the mountains tomorrow, mostly sunny, mid-50s, 60 on Sunday, and then for the Kern River Valley tomorrow, we'll keep the clouds around 61, and the chance of showers increases for Sunday afternoon into the evening for you as well. So overall, the weekend tomorrow looking great, Nicole, and then we see another round of rain coming in by the end of the weekend.
Thank you, Kevin, for that. Well, tax season is here, but in the midst of the pandemic, the deadline is being bumped back. When do you need to have your taxes filed, and what can you do to get ahead? Also, Walmart needs more employees as their shelves continue to get cleared. They're looking for thousands of employees and also incentivizing with bonuses. Your 17 Business Watch is right after the break.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Back now in your 17 Business Watch, let's take a look at stocks. The Dow heading further down in what may be the worst week since 2008. The Dow, NASDAQ, and the S&P 500 are all down today. Meantime, oil prices, West Texas Intermediate sits at $24.81 a barrel. And Midway Sunset Oil sits at $23.38 a barrel. Well, if you haven't filed your taxes yet, the deadline is being extended. Secretary of the Treasury Steve Mnuchin says the deadline to file taxes has been extended to July 15th. He said on Twitter he moved the deadline at the direction of President Trump. Quote, all taxpayers and businesses will have this additional time to file and make payments without interest or penalties, end quote. He also encouraged all taxpayers who may have tax refunds to file now and get their money. Well, Walmart plans to hire more than 150,000 hourly workers, citing a surge in shoppers stocking up during the virus outbreak. Walmart also plans to pay a special cash bonus of $300 to full-time hourly workers and $150 to part-time workers. The new employees being hired through the end of May will work in Walmart stores, Sam Clubs, distribution, and fulfillment centers. They will be temporary at first, but many will convert to permanent roles over time. And Domino's says it needs to hire about 10,000 full-time and part-time workers. The hiring surge is to meet demand for pizza delivery as America turns to takeout during the coronavirus pandemic. Open positions include delivery drivers, pizza makers, customer service representatives, managers, and assistant managers. Supply chain centers are also hiring truck drivers, company stores, and franchise locations, and the U.S. employs about 120,000 people. Well, Americans face a new dilemma for us. Protective masks. Well, do they work? When to wear one and how to wear one? CNBC's Jane Wells reports from LAX.
America and China literally face this virus from two different cultural perspectives. It's common throughout Asia to wear a mask if you're sick or because of pollution. Americans don't wear masks except on Halloween. It's the first time you've worn one of those?
Yes, the first time.
Trying to ignore it because it's really hot. I have two masks in my backpack. They're exactly the same ones. So I think I'm going to see how it goes and how I feel when I get on the plane.
What I understand, these masks don't do much good. That's what I read.
I asked recent travelers on Twitter how many people they saw wearing masks on flights. 30% said 0. About half said 1 to 5 people were. And 12% claimed the number topped 10. And if you do wear a mask, any tips? We asked our resident expert.
Eunice, how are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
CNBC Beijing reporter Eunice Yoon.
They both go over your head.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, they're over my head.
Yeah, the metal part.
Oh, this is already hot.
Eunice has found a way to keep the mask out of her hair.
What I do is I cut that right down the middle, and then I create it like this. So you can put it on like this.
Oh, man.
She says everyone in China is now wearing a mask.
I was in the park, and I took it off because I thought, wow, it's so beautiful out. I'm going to take my mask off. And then I got yelled at. So,
will that become the new normal in America?
I think this is going to become a norm in the next, several months. It's going to be something that people are going to be very comfortable seeing around them.
I don't think it'll ever be the thing, ever. No.
I see your glasses are fogging up.
Foggy, and comes hot.
Yeah.
It's terrible. My God.
At LAX, Jane Wells, CNBC.
And just to be clear, the CDC is not recommending that the general public wear respirator masks. Instead, they say to avoid crowds of people and practice social distancing when in public. Avoid touching your eyes or nose and cover your mouth when coughing. And most importantly, stay home if you feel ill. Well, Tom Brady is making some big decisions regarding his future. He took his pen and signed the dotted line. Well, where will he be heading to continue his career? Also, sports are postponed across the nation. Major League Baseball wants to make sure minor leagues still gets paid even during this tough time. Sports is right after the break. Welcome back. Well, your look at sports. Tom Brady is officially signing a contract with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brady and the Buccaneers have an agreement that's worth roughly $30 million per season for 2 years. The Los Angeles Chargers were also a late candidate to sign Brady, but the quarterback's camp led them to believe he chose a team in the East due to family matters. Brady would replace free agent Jameis Winston, who never led the Buccaneers to the playoffs. The 42-year-old Brady spent 20 seasons with the New England Patriots and has been named Super Bowl MVP 4 times, earned 3 regular season MVP awards, and 14 Pro Bowl berths. Well, Todd Gurley fired on his day off. The running back was released from the Los Angeles Rams yesterday afternoon. Gurley took to Twitter following the news. Gurley led the NFL in touchdowns in 2017 and 2018, but his 2019 season was subpar, which led to rumors of knee problems. He was released on the same day the team was to pay him a $10.5 million bonus if he had stayed with the Rams. Gurley is now a free agent and available to sign by other teams. Well, the head coach of the New Orleans Saints says he's recovering from coronavirus. Sean Payton says he's feeling better and has just a few more days of quarantine left. The 56-year-old says he felt sick Sunday and got tested Monday. Payton is the first person from the NFL to reveal he's infected with coronavirus. He says he counts himself lucky that his symptoms mainly involve fatigue. Payton says he doesn't have a fever or cough. In Major League Baseball, they have announced it will provide interim support for minor league players. The league-wide initiative will create a level of uniform compensation for minor league players covering the period between now and the originally scheduled start of the season on April 8th. The season has been suspended due to the global coronavirus pandemic. MLB officials say each player who is under a minor league uniform player contract will receive a lump sum equal to the allowances that would have been paid through April 8th. The exceptions to this plan are non-40-man roster players who are already receiving major league allowances, players who are currently receiving housing, food, or other services from clubs, and players who were not participating in or expected to participate in spring training. Officials say they remain in talks with all 30 clubs on the development of a compensation plan for after April 8th.
This is 17 News with continuing coronavirus coverage.